So I had a request to make a video to walk you through these questions that are on the worksheet that we have for this week on pH. So this is the video to do that. So here we have, we're calculating the concentration of the hydrogen ion. Now remember, when you see brackets like this, it means the concentration of, which the unit is going to be in molarity. Here's the concentration of the hydroxide ion that we're calculating, pH, pOH, and then deciding if this is an acid, base, or neutral solution. So I'm going to use this area out here to show you the calculations, and then I am going to also bring up and start the calculator. And let's see here. Let me minimize this and start this calculator. And then while this is loading up, I'm going to go ahead with our first one. Okay, so on this first 1A here, we know the hydroxide ion concentration, and that's 3.5 times 10 to the negative 8. So I need to figure out how to calculate all the rest of these from this one bit of information. Well, now since is the concentration of hydroxide, I can calculate the pOH for that. Okay, because OHs are related to OHs. So pOH, if I look at my formulas that I have that I gave you for these formulas, pOH is 10. Oh, wait, hold on. That's not right. When we have the OH concentration, to get pOH, we're going to take the negative log of the OH concentration. Okay, so that's the formula for pOH. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take the negative log of, and then I'm going to substitute that number in there. 3.5 times 10 to the negative 8. All right, and so I'm going to go to my calculator. And it's going to be negative log, so I'm going to hit negative, and then the log button, and then this is the log of base 10. Y'all won't have to do that unless you have the TI Inspire calculator or calculator software. And then let me go back. What was that? 3.5 times 10 to the negative 8. So I'm going to put in 3.5 EE negative 8, because that's how we put in scientific notation. Then I'm going to hit the enter button. It's going to tell me that is 7.455. Okay, so this is 7.455. And I'm only going to use one decimal place here. So let's just call this 7.5. So pOH is 7.5. All right, so now that I have pOH, I can calculate pH, because I know from my formulas pH plus pOH is equal to 14. You may be saying, well, how do I know that? These are the formulas I gave you on the notes video, and they're also at the top of your homework are 6 formulas there that you should have written down. So if we know the pOH is 7.5, so blank plus 7.5 is equal to 14. So if I subtract 7.5 from both sides, it's going to leave blank is equal to 14 minus 7.5, 6.5. So now I know the pH is 6.5. So this column here, where we're deciding if it's acid, base, or neutral, that comes from the pH column. Okay. So I told you anything that is less than 7, anything less than 7 is an acid. Anything greater than, anything greater than 7 is a base. And anything equal to 7 is a neutral. So 6.5 is less than 7, so this is going to be an acid. Okay? All right, so the next one. On this next one, we know the pH is 7.2. Well, we can get the pH because pH plus pOH is equal to, 14. So if I know this is 7.2, then I know this one is 6.8. Because 6.8 and 7.2 are equal to 14. Now 7.2, that's greater than 7, so this is going to be a base. Let's go ahead and answer this one. We know already because we know the pH. This is less than 7, so it's an acid. This is less than 7, so it's an acid. Okay. So if we know the pH and pOH, we can get the concentration of the OH and the concentration of the H. Well, what is that formula? The concentration of the hydrogen ion is equal to 10 to the negative pH. Concentration of hydroxide ion is equal to 10 to the negative pOH. So whatever your pH and pOH values are, it's 10 to the negative of that. That's going to give you this. So let's do 7.2 first. If I go to my calculator and I do 10 to the negative 7.2, it's going to give me a concentration of 6.3 times 10 to the negative 8. So this is 6.3 times 10 to the negative 8. And that's molarity. Okay, this one is 6.8. So it's 10 to the negative 6.8. 10 to the negative 6.8. 1.6, we're going to do one decimal place. 1.6 times 10 to the negative 7. Okay, so this is 1.6 times 10 to the negative 7. Okay. Do we do this one here? Let me see, to the negative 6.5. Let's do it. 10 to the negative 6.5. That's 3.2 times 10 to the negative 7. 3.2 times 10 to the negative 7. Okay. All right, so for the next one, we have a negative 0.8 here. Negative 0.8. So to get the pH, pH plus pOH is equal to 14. Right? If this is negative 0.8, okay, we're going to add a positive 0.8 to both sides. So blank is equal to 14.8. Okay, so this is 14.8. Now you say, well, I thought the pH scale was 0 to 14. It is, but they're giving you a case here where the pH is a little slightly higher. Right? And I don't know why. Okay, so this is definitely a base. All right, so now we're going to calculate the pH. So pH is 10 to the negative, I'm sorry, we're going to calculate the concentration of H. It's 10 to the negative pH, so 10 to the negative 14.8. So 10 to the negative 14.8, right? And that is 1.6 times 10 to the negative 15. 1.6 times 10 to the negative 15. Okay, and now we're going to calculate the concentration of the OH, which is 10 to the negative 0.8. So negative is a positive, so it's 10 to the 0.8, positive 0.8. 10 to the positive 0.8. Okay, and that's 6.3 times 10 to the 0. 6.3 times 10 to the 0. 6.3 times 10 to the 0 power molarity. All right. The next line. When we have the concentration of the hydrogen ion, we can calculate pH. Because, let me erase this over here. Because the pH is equal to the negative log of the hydrogen ion concentration. So it's just using these over and over and over. So this is going to be the negative log of 1.9 times 10 to the negative 2. Negative log 1.9 times 10 to the negative 2. 1.9 times 10 to the negative 2. That's going to give us a pH of 1.7. Okay. So pH is 1.7. So is this an acid, base, or neutral? It's less than 7, so it's an acid. Okay, what is the pOH? Well, that's going to be 14 minus 1.7. 14 minus 1.7, because pH plus pH is equal to 14. So this is a 12.3. Wait, Mr. Mooney, that's 1.3. Yes, but it's times 10 to the first power. So you have to move your decimal over 1. So it's 12.3. Okay. Because remember, this plus this has to equal 14. So if I put 1.2, 1.2 on 1.7 does not equal 14. Okay, so remember, pH plus pOH equals 14. All right, so now we can calculate the hydroxide ion concentration. And the hydroxide ion concentration is, let me do it here. The hydroxide ion concentration is 10 to the negative pOH. So we're going to take negative 12.3, 10 to the negative 12.3, and that is 5.0 times 10 to the negative 13th. 5.0 times 10 to the negative 13th molarity. Okay, on this next one, 6.6 is what we're given for the pOH. So I need to look at my, oops, I didn't mean to do that. I need to look at my formulas. pH plus pOH is equal to 14. I have the pOH, so 14 minus 6.6 is going to be equal to the pH. 14 minus 6, oops, that wasn't a minus. 14 minus, was it 6.6? Yes. All right, that's 7.4. Right, so 7.4. Acid, base, or neutral? Base. Okay, so now we need to calculate these concentrations. So the hydrogen ion concentration is 10 to the negative pH. Same thing with the OH, only we're going to use OH instead of H. So this is 10 to the negative 7.4. Where it is, there it is. 10 to the negative 7.4. That's going to be 3.98. We're doing one decimal place, so this is going to be 4.0 times 10 to the negative 8. And then our next one is 6.6. So 10 to the negative 6.6. That's going to be 2.5, 10 to the negative 7. Okay, let's do one more. I'm going to do one more, this one here, because I'm going to save some for you to calculate on your own so that you can make sure that you know how to do this. All right, so 2.1 we said was below 7, so that's an acid. So what is the POH? So it's 14 minus 2.1. So 14 minus 2.1. That's going to be 11.9. All right, and so now we need to calculate H and OH. Concentration of H is equal to 10 to the negative pH. And the opposite for OH. 10 to the negative POH. All right, so 2.1 for pH. 10 to the negative 2.1. That's going to be 7.9, 10 to the negative 3. And finally, 11.9, 10 to the negative 11.9. So it's going to be 1.3, negative 12. 1.3 times 10 to the negative 12. Okay, and that's it. So make sure that you slap that like button right across the face. Click the notifications and subscribe, and we will see you next time.